Some disappearances leave no evidence, no witnesses, no final moments. This one is different because when Brandon Swanson vanished, he was still talking. What happened next was heard in real time. And then, nothing. This is the true story of Brandon Swanson. On May 14, 2008, Brandon Swanson was driving home late at night in Minnesota. He was 19 years old, a college student experienced with rural roads. At around 1:30 a.m., Brandon accidentally drove his car into a ditch. The vehicle was stuck, but Brandon was not injured. Instead of calling the police, he called his parents. At 2:30 a.m., Brandon spoke calmly. He believed he was near the town of Lind. He told his parents he could see lights in the distance. They agreed to come pick him up. While waiting, Brandon decided to walk toward what he thought was a nearby road. For the next 47 minutes, his parents stayed on the phone. They heard him describe fences, gravel, water sounds. At one point, Brandon said, "I can hear water." Then, without warning, he shouted, "Oh, shh!" The call didn't disconnect, but Brandon never spoke again. Police traced the call location. Brandon was nowhere near Lind. He had misidentified his location by several miles. Search teams found his car, still stuck in the ditch. They followed footprints. The tracks led to the edge of a river. Then, they stopped. No signs of struggle, no phone, no body. Investigators believe Brandon may have fallen into the river, but the water was shallow and extensive searches found nothing. Others believe he may have crossed onto private land or into an abandoned well. There is no evidence to support any theory. What remains most disturbing is this: Brandon was aware. He wasn't panicking, he wasn't running, and yet he vanished in the middle of a sentence. Somewhere between that shout and the silence, Brandon Swanson disappeared. Not days later, not hours later, but in a single moment while someone was listening. His case remains open, and that final sound has never been explained. If this story unsettled you, you're not alone. Because sometimes the scariest part isn't what we see, it's what suddenly stops.